Hi, it's Linda here from Homelea Bliss, and I'm going to show you how to turn a skein of Homelea Bliss into a ball ready for crocheting. So first, pull your skein apart and lie it on your lap. So it comes out into a big loop, so lie it on your lap. And you'll notice there's 3 points where it's tied. First we need to untie those, so grab your scissors and then give them a snip. You'll notice that 2 of them are just yarn tied around the loop just to hold it in place. So this is the other one. And then there's a 3rd one, which is actually the ends tied together. You can either snip it or just untie it, either or. This one's going to come apart for me. Go. So just find those 2 ends. There it is, it's tied again. This one is fairly tightly tied. Okay, there we go. Now I've got it. Okay, so that one's coming from the bottom, so I won't use it. I'll use the other end, which just disappeared. Here it is. Okay, so it's coming nice and easily from the top of the yarn. So lie it out on your lap so it's not going to get tangled. Okay, and we start by just unraveling a bit of the yarn. So just get a bit to play with, nice and gently, just so it doesn't get tangled, and don't undo too much at a time. And then to start the ball, just hold the yarn in your hand like that and wrap around your hand about 4 times. Then slide that off, and then we're going to wrap around the center about twice and then fold that in half. Okay, and then, so that's the start of the ball. It's a nice size to start winding around. And then it's just as simple as just winding and winding. So winding into a ball. So once you use up the bit you've got unwound on your lap, just grab another couple of rounds and just keep going. So I love Homelea Bliss because it feels so soft and squishy and lovely, but I also love it because where it's come from. So the fibre, the merino wool, is grown in New South Wales and Victoria in Australia, so on the eastern side of Australia, and then it's scoured, the wool's scoured in Victoria, and then it's dyed and spun in New South Wales. So it all happens, all the growing and all the processing happens on the east coast of Australia. So it's a fairly small footprint. And when the yarn is spun, if you pull apart a bit of your Homelea Bliss, you'll notice that it's lots of little bits that are plied and then they're plied and plied and plied, in such a way that it's got lots of twist in the yarn, but it's still nice and soft. But the good thing about the twist means that the fibres are nice and secure because they've been twisted, and it means that they don't unfluff. So you can use this yarn and use whatever you make with it, so your blanket or a scarf or anything, a cushion. You can use it over and over again, and you don't get covered in fluff and fluff all through the house, and other bits of fluff doesn't stick to it. So it's a great yarn to use every day, and plus it's lovely and soft, so you can wear it against your skin, no worries at all. So your chunky blanket will take 6 skeins of Homelea Bliss, so you'll have to do this 6 times, and it's a great job to do in front of the TV, or if you're listening to a podcast or something like that. Nice and relaxing at the end of the day. It's just the same thing over and over again. Just unwind a bit from your lap and then roll it into a ball. And if you only unwind a little bit from your lap at a time, it means it doesn't get tangled. And if it does get tangled, that's okay. Just gently untangle it and wind it into a ball. Because this yarn is so big and chunky, it's, here we go, I've got a little tangle. Because it's so big and chunky, it's fairly easy to untangle. And when I wrap the yarn in the ball, I move the ball around so it's getting an even distribution of the yarn on the ball. And we're nearing the end now. And then once you get to the end, just grab that end and tuck it under one of the rounds, and you're ready to go.